Ba-da-dum-ba-da-dum-ba-da. Happy beginning of the week. Welcome to this week's Beating Heart Moment. Fred Johnson here, welcoming you once again as we have a short conversation and create intentionality and just really enhance our ability to participate in our health and well-being. Again, I reiterate, just such a great honor and a great pleasure to be able to work in alignment with the AIM Clinic as we really take a deeper look, but a simple look in many instances, but a deeper look into how we can participate in our health and well-being, and in many instances to move towards a sense of fullness, wholeness, healing, utilizing the our thinking, utilizing our connection and acknowledgement of the natural medicines of our body, celebrating our beating heart and the rhythm dance of the beating heart and our beautiful song of the breath to really move towards the full measure of wholeness in mind and body. And as we talk about so much, in the spirit of our being in the world and our relationships to others. Again, this whole concept of, well, what's the spirit of community? What's the spirit of life and living? What's the spirit of being? That's the essence of spirit. And again, I share that this beautiful word and this whole aspiration and this whole moving towards an understanding of the concept of spirit the word spirit comes from the Latin word spiritus, which means breath, to breathe. That very one positive, vital connection that we all have to life and living itself, and in essence to each other. In each moment we're given this beautiful song of the breath. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that, about just remembering to really be connected to our breath, to be conscious of it. And as we always do, we always start our process out between the acknowledgement of and the great gratitude for the beautiful beating heart, the rhythm of our beating hearts, and of course the song of the breath. And wanted to I'd like to create an intentionality this week towards just being really, really conscious of that, and also being conscious of our speaking and our communication. Each of us has invested a significant amount of time in our lives into creating a vocal pattern, a speaking pattern, a tonal pattern that we feel really kind of represents the authenticity of who we are. And that doesn't mean that sometimes we say and do things that we don't necessarily totally agree with. But just in terms of be with me on the mechanics of the fact that each of us kind of has a speaking pattern, a way of speaking, our way of communicating. And that's all connected to a flow of breath. It's connected to the lips, the tongue, the teeth, the roof of the mouth, the muscles in our face that help us to articulate that. And oftentimes we just kind of settle into a way of being. It's no different, I think, than not fully using or really expanding the use of muscles throughout our body so that we gain a richer sense of how it feels to move fully, how it feels to really be connected with our body. Same thing applies really with these amazing muscles in our face and our vocal cords and our ability to communicate. So, I teach some vocal classes, and they're always a lot of fun, but people don't really realize how important these muscles are in our face, and muscles in the movement of our tongue and the articulation of our speaking. So I want to give you two things to consider utilizing this week. One is a wonderful just series of A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. Just really moving the mouth, utilizing the lips, the tongue, the teeth, almost. And give yourself permission to kind of over exaggerate here, because what's really happening, and you can actually see what's going on with me right now as I more deeply speak into every word, every syllable that I speak. A, E, I, O, U, la, 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 la. So I'm going to take you through a simple little exercise, and it's a lot of fun. And when you're done, you will feel muscles that you haven't felt before. And the whole idea is to kind of open up and relax and really use our mouth and recognize and understand that the breath that we're taking to support this exercise, it's internally good for us. It's really awakening. It's awakening the muscles in our face that we don't always use. And it gives us an opportunity again to enrich the fullness of the flow of the blood that moves throughout our body. Okay, so I'm going to take you through a little fun exercise, and you can just model this with me. And there are many other sounds that you can do, but I want you to try this. A, E, I, O, U, U. A, E, I, O, U, U. Now, mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Mama, 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 mama. La, 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Fa 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 fa. Fa 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 fa. Fa 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 fa. Fa 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 fa. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Wow 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 wow. Wow 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 wow. Wow 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 wow. Wow 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 wow. Oh 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 oh. Oh 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 oh. Ja 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 ja. Ja 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 ja. Ja 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 ja. Ja 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 ja. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then the last one. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. So this week we're kind of focusing on speech, word, articulation, and the relationship between our breathing and just that, articulation. We talk a lot about the fact that in terms of really taking a look at sometimes medical or emotional challenges oftentimes are fed by or begin with the holding on of stress, the holding on of thoughts and thinking that slows down our ability to really feel and know balance. And what's one of the first things that's affected by that? Our breath. And so, as we continue our beating heart rhythm and song of the breath journey, we want to think now just about words and speaking. So, I've given you some articulation exercises, those are called, and they're fun. And you'll see, you'll begin to feel the muscles in your face. You'll begin to feel differently because we don't do that oftentimes. Many of us speak and we hardly open our mouths. So just to really kind of expand that and to do that with fun, just to enjoy that and to recognize that you're giving the muscles in your face an exercise, and you're also connecting to breath. You could see like between na 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 na, take that breath, right? So there's that relationship, but also above and beyond that, or I guess in alignment with that, is to really be conscious of our words, really be conscious of how we're speaking. Really be conscious of how we're speaking to ourselves. Really be conscious of how we're speaking in the world. And remembering that words have power, energetic power as well, as we speak into the world or as we communicate. But these wonderful exercises here, I mean, we don't usually think about, well, what's my articulation level? I mean, if you're in the theater or if you're, doing that, but these exercises are designed for us to combine the action of speech, right? The movement of the mouth, the utilization of the lips and the tongue and the teeth and the roof of the mouth. These are exercises that are good for us internally and also help us to kind of create that alignment. Oh yeah, word. I must remember the power of my words. I must remember the power of my words to be inspiring, the power of my words to be calming, the power of my words to articulate my feeling and what I'm thinking, the power of my words to bring me into a place of centeredness and calm, the power of my words and the impact that it has upon others. Okay, so these beautiful and fun articulators, lips, tongue, teeth, roof of the mouth, all of these, just try that exercise and have fun with it. Create sounds that you haven't used before, but give yourself permission to really move the mouth. Really breathe in and move the mouth. It's really, really great. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and it really will. It'll energize your face. It'll energize the fire within you as you're combining those two. And I want to give you a wonderful, again, phonetic sort of mantric journey that is just designed to be at one with the voice and to feel the voice as it moves to the body, through the body. And it's pe yi nan fulu. Pe yi nan fulu. And you can feel that move through the body. If you remember earlier on, I gave you some seat sounds for just kind of balancing and connecting to the energy centers of the body. So pe nan fulu. And it's always fun after doing these exercises like this, like if you do pe nan fulu. So when you close the lips, it's like you close the temple, you close the door to the external and keep all of that wonderful vibration flowing through you, all right? And then in terms of just remember our beautiful triangle of healing, the foundation of the breath, the leg of the triangle, that is the frequency and vibration of our thinking and our thought, and then the other leg of the triangle is the frequency and vibration of the sound, right? So if I'm thinking Pei Nan Fulu, feeling the pure vibration of my voice moving through my body. Allow the sound of your voice to move throughout your body. In your mind, as you're thinking, send breath and vibration out to the tips of your fingers and throughout your body. Pei Nan Fulu, Pei Nan Fulu. Place your hands on your heart. Allow yourself to simply hum. And as you take the breath in, tone through the heart. Pei Nan Fulu. Feeling the pure vibration, recognizing that what's the intent? What's the intent? The intentionality is to be in harmony and to remember while doing this that your vagus nerve is really, really ramping up and sending much more nitric oxide into the body, which supports your healing, sending that frequency and vibration throughout the nervous system, calming the nervous system and awakening and opening the natural medicines of the body to move through and do that which can bring us to a sense of centeredness, to calm and to peace. This can never ever be over, it must be reiterated. It can never be over, what's the word I'm looking for? It can never be overstated, right? Just that breath, right? Breath, tone, intention, breath, thought, sound, breath, thought, sound, recognizing that personal empowerment, that the knowingness of the natural rhythms of our being, to call it forth, to relax into it, to relax inwardly, and that allows us to really function in the world outwardly, remembering that every cell of the body can feel. Every cell of the body is connected to this beautiful, what I call, inner garden journey of sound and breath and the frequency and vibration of your voice. So, okay. Pei Nan Fulu. So you've got Pei Nan Fulu, just that inner vocal fun exercise to really sound the inner temple, right? And these wonderful articulation exercises. Just feel that, right? And you'll feel the muscles. You'll feel the muscles in your face. And to remember to really, really relax. Try to feel the full measure of your inner being. Move sound throughout the body, and even at first, if you go, well, I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm feeling it. Understand and know that the intentionality to really allow that to be a part of your being is so, so important. And release, let go. Remember one of the earlier Sankofic mantras, Eja, I release, I let go of anything that impedes my ability to really be in the full measure of my wholeness, my health, and my well-being. You are such a magnificent partner in this journey of health and wholeness and healing, coupled with, hydration, nutrition, all the other elements in the making of our being. But to really, really recognize and how powerful and how beautiful when we commit ourselves to articulating that which is good and full for us individually and for the world around us. Okay? So you've got some articulation exercises and you've got your voicing for the week to move through sound. And I invite you to really be conscious of your words, be conscious of and allow yourself to acknowledge and remember that my words, the vibration of that which I speak within me, but my words that I speak into the world are really, really powerful. And I would also invite you to maybe write down a word that really for you symbolizes wholeness, um, balance, completeness, health, huh? Right? And write that and articulate that. Write it and speak it, right? And we'll talk more about that maybe next week. But have a great, great week. Enjoy. I'm so honored to be here with you. Please return, come back, and come back during the course of the week, and let's continue to take this journey together. Blessings to you. Have a great week. Take care.